evening and welcome to another exciting show. And my guest tonight is Fred the Plant. So there's Fred the Plant and me. I'm doing a solo tonight, apart from Fred the Plant, of course. And what do you think, Fred? No, I haven't heard anything from him. Anyway, now I haven't done a solo for a long time. I thought it was about time I did another one. So tonight we're going to be talking about loads of money. Whoa, you know. Well, as you can see, I'm pretty loady tonight, but unfortunately not with UK legal tender, but with FOCBOBs notes, because those of you that amongst us that have been rather observant may have noticed that I've been working pretty hard on the website. And I'll just hang on. I'll just press the button here. Where we go? There we go. Diddly bumpy doos, and here it is. I hope so. Here it is. That's the new updated Fockham Hall. So I'll just put the banner along the bottom. Where is it? I've lost it. It's got to be here somewhere. Here we are. There's the banner, and it's fockhamhallradio.com. And you see it's advertising tonight's show on there because that's updated every couple of days when a new show goes on air. And you will notice that I'm talking about the 20-mile-an-hour zones on there as well. So there's quite a lot of updates on that. And I'm going to hopefully update it in the next couple of days as well. And I need to ask you all a question. Hang on, I'll just drop that down. I'll show, in fact, the entire site. Where is it now? Up there. Here we come. Here we go. And it's a bit distant there. There it is. So, you know, but that's not the entire site. You've got all different links and things like that and all different areas. But I talk about the 20-mile-an-hour zones on there. And how you can, I'm hoping to put I've actually got a link to where you can actually object. But as we know, objection is really a waste of time because they just don't take any notice. So there. Hang on, I've lost myself. Here I am. I pressed the wrong button. That's it. Right. All of a tiz. Right. Now let's press here and let's see who we got in chat tonight. Well, guess who's first at 7:30 tonight? Yes, you guessed it. It's Rob. It's Bob. Hello. Good evening. And we got Mark Anthony. Hello, Mark Anthony. And what's the topic? Well, the topic is money. That's what we're going to be talking. Well, I'll be talking about, and of course Fred the Plant, but he hasn't really said very much. So there we are. So it's all to do with money. Now you're probably wondering, what are these FOCBOB notes? So I'll fan them out, you know, because as you can see, I'm made of money. You see, and I can give them out. And I'm going to ask you a question. If I put these on my website, would you print them out? I'm going to do them on PDF because you have to print them out. You print them on one side, then you turn the paper over and print them on the other side, and then you cut it out with a pair of scissors or something, and you get a FOCBOB note like this. And here's a FOCBOB note. In fact, I'll show you one close up. Where are we? Oops, press the wrong button there. Here we go. I'll get there in a minute. That's the trouble when you do it on your own. You got to... Right, this is a FOCBOB note. There it is. So what do you think of it? So see that's it's Fockham Universal Currency of Kindness, official Fockham Finance. There might be a hidden message there somewhere, you never know, and you read it along, you see. So there we go. You read that first, then that first, and then you read that the sideways, you see. So you never know. It's a double message because I always believe in hidden messages. And that's Klaus Anal Slob there, unelected government puppeteer. And on the opposite side of this, hang on, I'll just take this down. So there we go. You get about 3 on an A4 sheet, and then you print them the other way, and then you can cut them out and give them out and promote the show. And it's free as well. And of course, if you're short of a few bob, you can download them, you know. You walk around go, showing all the money around, see? So there we go. Now, on the other side of this, I do information things. So I've done about the 20-mile-an-hour zones and how you can actually object to them. And I'm going to do a template letter about these 20-mile-an-hour zones that you could put in. And my view is that don't do what they expect. Don't complain. My view is to use either counter subversion. Now, with subversion, you know that you don't stop your enemy, you help your enemy along. So this is what I've actually decided to say about these 20-mile-an-hour zones. Now I'll put down, as people get personally affected by this 20 miles per hour nonsense, they will hopefully react. Now I'm putting a template letter together that basically says that all this nonsense about public inquiries and that is a nonsense. So my view is to say, well, yes, it's a nonsense, but encourage the council to implement it. Now you're thinking, what? Yeah, encourage them and tell them that it will be their demise, because there's so many people that's protesting against it that you hope that when they read your objection, that they will be smug and say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Good. It makes us happy, because we want them to put their own nail in their own coffin. And I think that's what they're going to do, because when you see the amount of anger over this ULEZ thing in London, and people are bloody angry, and when you see what's happening in Wales, where they're actually demolishing the 20-mile-an-hour signs, they're doing all manner of things. Why not encourage your council? Now, do you see what I'm getting at? It's counter subversion. You're not saying, I object to this because, no, say, go ahead with it because we want you out. We don't want a local council. We can look after things ourselves. Thank you very much. Piss off. So please put it in, because we want people to actually push you out. And when you think about it, look at it from their point of view. That's a bit more worrying than people just saying, I object to this because my cat could get run over or something like that, you see. Anyway, I'll carry on with what I've written here, put down. So people will hopefully react when their order from Amazon or eBay doesn't arrive on time due to the delivery van having to go at a snail's pace. 2, when their post is late due to the mass snarl up this is going to cause. 3, when their local shops and high street shopping disappears. Local businesses will go under due to the loss of trade. The first nail in the coffin for small independent shops was introducing car parking charges. The 20-mile-an-hour zones will be the final nail in the coffin for small business. And this is what's happened at in Waltham Abbey, where Dr. Miles Fleetwood has got his shop. Now, they haven't got 20-mile-an-hour zones yet, but I think it's in the pipeline. But they opened up a kind of out-of-town shopping centre right at the end of the high street, which has got free parking. When I say right at the end, it's about 5 minutes walk, something like that. Okay, that's got free parking. Then at the other end, which is about 10 minutes walk, they opened up a Tesco's and Lidl's, which has free parking, and then they introduced charging. So what happened for parking? So what happened is the high street completely emptied, because why should people pay to park when they go and park for free in an out-of-town shopping place? And it's the council that have actually screwed the local businesses over. And the only small businesses that are holding on there are just hanging on by their fingernails. It's horrendous, and it's done deliberately. And you don't need a science degree to realise that by doing that they've screwed. It's done deliberately. The other thing I've put here is that oh yes, When high street local shops become housing in readiness for the proposed 15-minute ghettos, to restrict travel and enable governments to lock down individuals for whatever spurious reason they choose. That's what they do away with the high street and just turn all these shops into housing. And you think about it, you can close off a high street a lot easier, can't you? And make it a 15-minute zone. When supermarket prices, this is another one that people have overlooked, shoot up even more as deliveries arrive later, as the 20-mile-an-hour zones may have a domino effect. Also, supermarket shelves may also become a little sparse. And I've noticed this a lot in supermarkets recently, a lot of empty shelves. Now, there's another point. When cyclists get cut up due to frustrated motorists trying to overtake at the low speed and not being able to safely get out of the way of the cyclists in time. In a 30-mile-an-hour zone, they can safely overtake the cyclists, not in a 20-mile-an-hour zone. I'm dreading it because it's going to be really hairy when you're on a push bike. I mean, I'm a motorist and a cyclist, and I'm very keen, as I say, I'm a very keen motorist. And also, I mean, to me, my bike is a gym because I don't go to the gym and work out and anything like that. I like cycling. It's better because you shall we say, you're exercising whilst you're going somewhere. Now, I've also said people will take note when vehicles that are not designed to travel at 20 miles per hour on cold mornings pump out far more pollution as their engines take far longer to warm up. Most people won't be able to afford an electric noddy car that's as environmentally friendly as an oil slick due to the use of lithium batteries. Then I'll put, when even more speed cameras are set up that are nothing to do with safety and everything to do with revenue. People are beginning to realise all this nonsense is nothing to do with safety nor the phony environmental agenda. It's everything to do with control by multinational lobby puppets, commonly known as government, whose job is to raise revenue via taxes to pay the ever-inflating usury scam, a national debt that doesn't exist. So I think they should rather enjoy that. So that can put that in their bleeding pipe and smoke it. Anyway, back to the oh, blimey, we've got a lot in chat tonight. Back to chat. So we've got here hello everyone. I think that's hello everyone. Here we go. Yes, right, hello. Well, you never know, you might hellate people, you know. I mean, let's put it this way. I hellate this fella. You see, so there we go. Now we've got an answer here. Louise, yes, I would print a footbob note or two. Bless you, Louise. That would be lovely. We got Stephen Truth Seeker. It's a strange world. Oh, by the way, thank you for joining the my Telegram group. I hope you're enjoying it. There's a link to the Telegram group on my website. And I hope it's not going ding, 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 ding all the time. I haven't been able to do much work today because I've been a bit busy. But here we go. That's Lord Mondos of the planet Zob. What do you mean? Do you mean this guy? This arsehole? You see? Yeah, it could be him. But I'll go through the notes, shall I? Right. And Mark Anthony says, I like the idea, Chris. I'll print some off. All right, mate. Well, look, what I'm going to do over the next couple of days, watch out on the website. You'll be able to get them on PDF. So, and I'm also designing a passport as well. So you can have a Fockham Hall passport, the only one with a pussy on the front, which of course is the Prime Minister of Fockham Hall, and that is Roger Ring the cat. So there we go. That's his surname, Ring, you see. Now, what is this? I like a Soviet spy in reverse. Do you really? Well, everyone to their own, of course. Hi, everyone. Excuse me, I must wet the whistle. Now, Susie, what's this? I agree. Public inquiries are a waste of time. It's bureaucrats investigating themselves. I think they're doing more than that. So, but they are. I mean, I can't repeat it verbatim, but the local council, and it's the same wherever they go, they say, they're going to get so many £1 million from the government for this scheme. So are they going to say to the government, no, piss off, we don't want it, here's your £92 million back? No, they're not. They're going to go ahead with it. So why do they bother with a public inquiry? It's bullshit. And when you see, you can change statistics. I mean, for example, did you know that 75% of robins prefer mealworms to bread? Yeah. Do you know where I got that statistic from? I've just bleeding made it up. It sounds good though, doesn't it? You know, but I just made it now. If I said that with, you know, if I was David Attenborough's hand, did you know that 75% of robins prefer mealworms? People would believe it. And, you know, bullshit. There we go. What is it? Oh, I forgot. Corrupt bureaucrats. Yes, spot on there, DJB2. Yes. Then we got here. When your takeaway is cold because it took so long to get you. That's a good one. Oh, a mate of mine today, Ken, he said they'll have to rearrange all the bus routes, all the bus timetables, because all the buses are going to be slow, aren't they? You know, I mean, I sometimes cycle along a bus lane. And it's a bit hairy when you have a bus coming up your rear end. Bloody hell. Get your head down, you know. But people say, why don't you go by car? Well, if it's a nice sunny day, it's better to go by bike, isn't it? You know, anyway, if it's a couple of miles down the road, yes. I mean, I don't go. The furthest I actually go on my bike is 5 miles. That's 10 miles round trip. And that's to Waltham Abbey to see Miles. And that's it, really. And that's if it's a nice day. If it's, excuse my language, if it's pissing down the rain and freezing cold, I'm going to get in my car. Sod that, you know. Now, we got here Dan MC, wake them up a bit by telling them their takeaway will be cold. That's a good one, Louise. I'll make a note of that, you know, because you think, you know, you have your sort of chicken tikka or whatever it is you're going to have. It'd be bleeding freezing cold, wouldn't it? Now, we got here, our high street here in Rugby is a ghost town. Yes, yes. I'll tell you what they're doing now. Waltham Cross is, I wouldn't say it's a ghost town, but it's always charity shops opening up. Loads and loads of charity shops. And some of them are pretty rich. There's one particular charity, I won't mention which one. They've got all plush signage outside and all the sob story posters in the windows, and they're bloody expensive as well. So, but that's the only time I give anything to charities, when I go and buy something in a charity shop. I can't stand charities. A small one for, I don't know, well, one lady or someone looking after lame dogs or something. Yes, I might give to that. But big organised ones, they can shove it up their gun pooch, as they say. Right. It's all part, DJ B2 says it's all part of the breakdown of functional societies, the World Economic Forum plan. Yes. And the masses will never wake up, Stephen. Do you know something? I got that feeling when we had the old what's it down, you know, when it was all locked up. Because, well, you know, was it masses are the big problem? Well, I think the real big problem is that, oh, I forgot, I've lost myself. Here we are. The real big problem is what I was discussing with Professor Moss once, the video that was taken down on, I won't say the word, but on when a formulation, shall we say, that 30% of people will go along with the status quo, 40% of people just go with the flow, and 30% of people can see straight through it. It's a bit like these, well, public inquiries. 30% of people really think their voice is going to make a difference. They really do believe it. And I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day who was saying, oh, I love these security cameras. I feel very safe now. Pardon? Oh, yes, because I've seen on television where they're catching lots of criminals because of them. I thought, shall I bother to waste my breath? No. I mean, yes. And what is the television? It's a propaganda machine. But the funny thing is, the cameras are always in the wrong place, because down the local market, one of the stallholders got robbed, and they didn't catch the criminals. Why? Because the cameras are pointing in the wrong direction. So that's a load of the shit of the bull, bullshit. Now it says, I think conspiracies are a hobby. It says, yes, true. Now we got here. Let's have a look down here. Now I was going to go down. Sorry. That's it, Steve. Sorry, mate. They think conspiracies are a hobby. Yes, yes. But I like that smug thing they do. And I'm wearing my jacket as a prop tonight, because I always do this. They hold the lapel like this, look up and go, a conspiracy theory. They always, it's a sort of, and to me, that's telling me they have an exceptionally low IQ. They have an IQ problem. They're a thick academic. Thick academics do that all the time. Because it makes me feel popular. Yes. Now it says, this is Mac MC. The masses are an important tool for the globalists, hysteria bastards. Yes. Only 3% of USA adults have took the latest, which I won't mention, Divock. You never know. That's interesting. Mind you, that 3% are probably the 3% you want out of the way, really, aren't you? When you think about it. And by the way, the amount of blue light ambulances I've seen, unbelievable. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was actually about to cross a dual carriageway road the other day. And as I was sort of standing waiting for the traffic lights to change, I was standing there. I saw in the filter lane, I couldn't believe it. I only wish I would have photographed it. It was an ambulance, and behind them was a funeral procession. I mean, it's just sort of like, before and after. I mean, what is this? What is the on the law of averages, the possibility of that happening? An ambulance with a funeral procession behind it. Really weird, eh? Creepy in many ways. But anyway, I'll go through these footbobs. I'm glad a lot of you want to print them out, and I'll hopefully before next Monday's show, over the weekend or tomorrow. Actually, when it's peeing the rain, I generally get on the computer. I'll put it on the website, and hopefully you can sort of throw in. And I've actually found some very strange reactions. Well, I'll go through these footbobs first of all. First of all, we got this one. I don't know if you can see it. There we are. And remember, you've got to read it from, one side to the other, you see. I wonder if anybody sees the sort of cryptic there. I don't know if you can see that very well there. There we are. Fockham Universal Currency of Kindness, Official Fockham Finance, Vile Specimen, you see. And on the back, we got, remember that with the sausages, where our dear and gracious one-time Prime Minister allegedly put a part of his anatomy into a pig's head. Well, I've done a nice advert for him, because I think, you've got to help business when you can, you see. And then we got another one. That's a 9 Fockham note, you see. Now you've seen the old Klaus Anal Schwab one there, you see, and that's got all about 20-mile-an-hour zones on the back. That's sideways. So you can read that there. See what I'm doing? I'm passing information in a comedic way so that people will probably, hopefully, pay more attention. See? Then we've got, are there any royalists out there? I hope not, because you're going to probably switch off now. Then we've got this one. You see? Can you guess who that is, you see? And some cryptics there. Choice of Rothschild. That's Charlie Boy. And complete retard, because it's CR, isn't it? Charles Royal. But it's also, Choice of Rothschilds. And on the back there, I've got a thing about smart meters, but I'm doing it and saying charity appeal for burglars, you see. So you'll be able to read that about that. And of course, we've got the another footbob note. We've got this character, you see, deranged specimen. See, that's another footbob. And on the back, we've got his an advert, Blair's Ultimate Medicine, biologically orientated for young socialites, you see. So there's no hidden messages in that at all, is there? You know, and we've got what customers say, and one dose of Blair's Ultimate Medicine, and accusations just bounce off, you see. So you can tell a pack of lies and get away with it, you see, with that, with Blair's Ultimate Medicine. So I'm hopefully getting serious information over by giving people a laugh. But the reaction when I give these to people now, for example, I went to one of these truth groups. Really, my mission was to give these out, you see. And as you may or may not know, I don't like crowds. I'm very uncomfortable in crowds and groups and things like that. But of course, if you've got a mission to do, you carry out your mission. And I went along to this, and it was really weird. You know, I sort of said to people, excuse me, would you like some money? And I go, oh, yes, please. And I was like, here we are. And I give them a footbob, and I go, and they look as if they've sort of been touched up, and they don't know whether to smile or sort of, you know, that sort of look, sort of, oh. And I've had a mixed reaction, actually. Someone just went, what's this? I don't want that. And just glanced at it. I don't like him. Didn't even read it. Gave it back to me. A lot of people chuckled, went, hey, you know, smiled. And then someone else just went, whoosh, whoosh, and chucked it in a bin. But that's the sort of people, the mixture you get at these so-called truth groups. I think that they are people who've got very idle minds, and an idle mind is a dangerous mind. They haven't got a creative minds, and they go there chewing over the same old fat every week and every wherever. And because they haven't got creative minds, they've got idle minds, they're just looking for a piece of negativity, so they can, because they're generally frustrated people. But I would say about 90% of people love these. I'm only talking about the 10%. So, and it's a good way of promoting the show and getting more people. So there we are. So there's your footbobs. So I'll have another quick look in chat. And we've got here, what's this? Bob Olio, or is it, would you prefer to be known as Rob? Bob or Rob? How do you feel? It's a totalitarian tiptoe. Bloody spot on there. Well, it's similar as, what is it called, boiling the frog. If you put a frog in boiling water, it jumps straight out. But if you put it in lukewarm water and just gradually increase the temperature, it'll boil to death. See, so there we are. And now I'm not sure I could. Whoops, where are we? The I won't mention it. High uptake age ranges seem most affected by. Yes, I've noticed that. It's kind of, as I call it, the touched up look, sort of. Yeah, but those of you that will kindly, thank you very much for printing these out. If you give them out to people, just watch their expression. They're on the sort of, they're a bit disappointed that it's not a real one. Well, hang on, it is. It's a real footbob, isn't it? Because you can buy football ball. But you know, I mean, the way you tell it's not a fake is there's no you look through, there's no sort of metal through it or anything like that, counterfoil, nothing like that, you see. So you know it's a genuine one. But people think, bleed now, he's a bit loaded, isn't he? But this is what I like about Fulham Hall, you see. If you're a bit short of you, Bob, you just download it, you see, you become a millionaire overnight. Great, isn't it? And I think that if you win money or you get money, pass it around, because it grows. It's a bit like flower seeds. You get some flower seeds and you spread them out, you got all beautiful flowers come up, and you get more flower seeds. And there was a chap in America, he was a multimillionaire, but a very kind man. He got his millions, hopefully, honestly. And when he retired, he decided to find out people that was having it tough, and he decided to hang on, there we go, and he decided to donate, but he'd never give money. And now, for example, there's a woman whose husband had passed away, and she had two or three children, and she was finding it really difficult to make ends meet. But she was a fantastic seamstress, and suddenly a brand new sewing machine arrived at her house, and then an advisor who was being paid by this chap. But the thing was, they never knew who provided the money, and that's the way I think people should give it mysteriously. And she became quite rich thanks to this mysterious donation, because she got the top sewing machine and she got some advice as well. And the bloke was sworn to secrecy. He said, sorry, I can't tell you who's provided the money, and I can't tell you who's paying me. So she never knew who, I suppose she found out eventually, who had actually provided the money. And to me, that is a genuine way of doing things. They reckon that Freddie Mercury, there was a woman that was about to be chucked out of her home, and she suddenly found her mortgage paid, and they reckon it's Freddie Mercury that did it. And Oliver Reed as well. He's got this sort of image of being drunk and quite a loudmouth, but he had a kind heart, and they reckon that nobody starved around him. And if anybody was short of money, if they asked if it was him, he'd just tell them to piss off and he'd say, get out. But they sort of knew it was him, but he never admitted it. And nor did Freddie Mercury. Apparently he used to just, and if somebody said, was it you that gave money? He'd just, change the subject. He'd just walk away. Oh, get away, something like that. And I think that is the way it should be done. And all this organised charity crap drives me up the wall. Now we got here, evening Eric and crew, Sid Precious. Hello, Sid Precious. That's a good one, isn't it? Right, what's this? Oh my God, Chris, he's reading out wrong again. Laugh out loud. Oh bloody hell, I haven't started that again. I haven't gone back to my dyslexia. Right. Now, hang on a minute. Now, we've got here. Hiya, people. This is Northern Lucius. Sat in a cafe this afternoon and had a chance meeting with a truther couple. What are the odds, eh? That's a good point. Well, actually, if you had some fuck bobs, you could give them some money, couldn't you? See, pass them around. That's it. So thank you in advance for all of you that are going to download it. It's going good, isn't it? Hey! And the other one to download or have a look at, I did have a word with John Hamer about printing them out. And that is, I'll go back to the, hang on, where are we? This. You'll notice, oh no, hang on, sorry, it's this one. If you go down, you look at the bottom there, you'll see the Fockham Hall Times, which is on a PDF file on the website. And the last one I did was I think it was during the lockdown. I did it. One's overdue. And I had a word with John Hamer about the possibility of getting them printed out, because the thing is, there is the light, which I don't really go much on because it's all full of doom and gloom, but there's no real humour, no real satire that's going on now. I think there should be satire. We've got to laugh at these people. I mean, this bloke, this bastard, hang on, let's put him up here. He's a bleeding laugh, and he's a joke. He's a complete and utter joke. And if you look into it, his parentage is not what you think. Somebody's actually looked into his family tree, and shall we say, well, I won't say any more, but his parentage is not what you think it is. So that's quite interesting. But right, now I'll get rid of him. But the thing is that now, what we've got here. Louise Wilcox, how much do you want to bet bus lanes are exempt from the 20-mile-an-hour? Yes. Hey, what's happened there? Bloody hell, we pulled the lights out. As they are commercial corporations and the world is run by them. That's an interesting point because once upon a time, I know it's like this in other councils, you put something in for planning. If you're going to build a building or a house extension or something like that, then it would go for building regulations. And then, there's all the usual bleeding bureaucracy, and you get a building inspector come round, have a sniff and look at your footings that you dig in to see whether they're 3 foot or a metre deep and see if it conforms to regulations. And it was all done by the local council. Well, in Hertfordshire, they've changed it. I don't know, it's like that with other councils. The planning is still with the local council, but the building regulations is a central place which has been privatised, which is actually in Welwyn Garden City. And it covers the whole of Hertfordshire. And it also is to do with health and safety as well. So where you used to get a local bloke, say a building inspector who probably lives locally, will come along. Now it's some bloke that probably lives 100 miles away, doesn't know the area. That's if he comes along. And of course, because it's private, they're cutting back on staff. So they're probably running around like headless chickens. So I wonder if that's happened anywhere else, Now, charity shops are a sign of a failing town. Yes, a lot of seaside towns have got charity shops now, haven't they? Yes. Well, where I live, there are no greengrocers left that I can think of. There's one butcher's that is hanging on by his fingernails, and there's a fishmonger that's hanging on by his fingernails, but very expensive, very good quality. But the thing is, you see, they've put car parking charges in, so people were not bothering to park there and look into this poor sod's shop. So the only trade he gets is from locals, no more, because he can't get passing trade because the cars that are passing can't park where they used to. So it's all these regulations are clamping down on small business. But he was the butcher, the bloke that during the lockdown, I went out on my push bike and there's no cars around and I was cycling along. And I don't know if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Omega Man. I'm talking about the original one with Charlton Heston that was made in 1973, I think. I saw it on television about 10, 20 years afterwards. But anyway, Omega Man, it starts off and he's driving along this road and he thinks he's the only man left in the world. And he's driving on and it's just deserted everywhere in his car. And he goes into a car showroom and he thinks, I think I'll have that car, and just drive straight through the plate glass window at the front. And and it's interesting. Well, it's a doomsday film, but I felt like the Omega Man because I was cycling along and there's nobody around, and it was really creepy. And I was sort of cycling, no cars behind me, no cars coming the other way, nothing, and it was really beginning to freak me out a bit. And suddenly this butcher was standing outside his shop and he went, hello, hello. And he was frantically waving because I was the first person he'd seen for ages. And I waved back, hello, hello. And almost went arse over tit off my bike, but that's another thing. But no, I couldn't believe it. And then it was really spooky. Where you're cycling and there's no cars coming past you. There's no cars coming the opposite way. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody walking along, nobody taking their dog for a walk, just emptiness, I don't think I'll ever forget that. Now, says here, DJ B2, we previously said charity shops are a sign of a failing town, same as Poundlands. Yes, although the Poundlands around me, where I live, they've become a bit upmarket. They're quite big now, and it's not a pound, it's £2, £3, £5. And most of the stuff that was £1 has gone up to £1.50 or £2. Batteries especially have gone up in price. phenomenal price. It used to get me rechargeables there, but now they're, well, I think I'm not sure if they still sell them, you know. Now, yes, Louise, most charities are run by Freemasons. Yes, well, I've got to be careful what I say because, you know, on YouTube are watching almost every word I say, because up until the 31st of December, I'm on probation. So if I'm a naughty boy and say wrong words like tit or bum or something, then they'll give me a 2-week ban and then take the whole platform down. Nice of them, isn't it? And this is why I'm hurriedly trying to get off of YouTube. I'll do it gradually so people know where I'm going and get onto Rumble. But the thing is with Rumble, I could broadcast. In fact, I could have done tonight's broadcast from Rumble, but nobody would have known that I was there. But you can do a single broadcast from one feed, but to do shared broadcasts where you get guests and that, you have to use OBS software, and I haven't fully learned how to use it yet. So it all goes sort of tits up if I used it now. But John Hamer, as I was saying earlier, we was talking about getting the Fog and Hall Times printed out, and he said he'd be keen to give them out where he is in Scarbados. So I'm thinking about it, but I don't, I can explain, I don't want to get all tied up with editing and things like that and magazines, because it is a lot of stress and I don't want stress, but I want to do it for a laugh because I want to make people happy. So I hope I make people laugh. I think these bastards, you got to laugh at them, you know. Right, but back to this. Yes. If you go onto my Telegram page, there's a link to a BitChute film about that subject, and I think you might find it interesting. So there we are, and who actually runs them. And I'll give you a little clue who actually finances them. Where are we? Where's the clue? Oh, I'm getting all my foot bobs all muddled up here. Here we are. Yes, I think there's a clue who actually runs them. It's a name. Whoops, there. Can you see that name? There we are. That's the clue who finances them. And also finance the rewriting of Bibles. Now there's an interesting little fact, isn't it? So please go onto Telegram and you'll find a link to a film on BitChute that, but I can't really tell you what the film is because I'll be struck off from YouTube if I do. But go onto my Telegram group and it shows it. It's not. I haven't put it on Facebook either. Now what we got here. Most charities are a con job for rich people to avoid tax. Absolutely bloody spot on there, mate. Spot on. I'll tell you what gets me is you get the worst psychos you could ever wish to think of in business, and they say he's a bastard, but he gives. But you know, it's just, they don't give to charity. No. They raise money for charity, so they can say I'm a nice person. Most evil bastards ever. Oh, he's a nice person, but you know he destroyed thousands of businesses, but he makes sure he gives money to charity. You know, the Catch charity or something, whatever it is. You know, I mean, huge rip-off. Now we've got here Dan MC. I bumped into an older lady in Aldi, and she was talking about the and chemtrails, climate change, and Ukraine, etc. A nice change. Yes, people are definitely waking. But I've noticed the stupid ones are getting more stupider. So where they used to sort of be mildly stupid, they're bloody incredibly stupid now. This is DJB2. Also, they usually only give less than 5% of donations to the cause. Yes, and when you think about it, how much actually gets to the deserving? And do you know of any charity that ceased going because they've solved the problem they were set up to solve? I don't know of any, because I saw a bloke collecting for the Red Cross once, and I think they were set up in 1848. And he said something about, do you know how to save a life or something? So I said, so I asked him that, he said, we're getting there. I said, we've taken a damn long time. It's been since 1848 getting there. You haven't got there yet, have you? Loads of money, you know. That's what it is. And I got no time for them at all. It says here, was it? They also usually, yeah, sorry, I just said that one. Sorry about that. Oh, shit. Only a 30% survival rate for my kind of, well, I think you see, the governments are working on the 40% who go with the flow. And this is what we've got to work on. The 40% that go with the flow. The 30% that believe everything, they're a lost cause. Don't wait, they're gone. That's it. Forget about them. But, you know, it's the 40% that all waverers. That's the thing, you know. And now what's this? Lion's Paw Mason. Yes, probably. Yes. Don't get that one, sorry. Big business, Bob Olio, is in the criminal justice system all the job that come out of crime. Yes, well, it's a bit like what gets me is all this. Oh, hang on, I forgot this one. Hello, Hereditors Get Fox. TV equals shit pump. Yes, you're right. What annoys me is council tax. That gets right up my ooter. In fact, all taxes do, because really, when you look at tax, it's theft, yes. All right, you need a civil service, but a lean one and one that's highly accountable. And in a properly run society, you have minimal tax. In fact, income tax was only an emergency tax that was introduced to pay for the Napoleonic War. And they thought, oh, this is a good idea. And they kept it on afterwards. But it's an emergency tax. There's only a temporary one. So we're just waiting for them to stop it. And I think Venezuela has stopped income tax. So, you know, because when you think about it, it's stifling. You look at all these little taxes they've got now. Thieving bastards, you know. But you wouldn't need that if you did away with usury, because you wouldn't be paying back a loan that doesn't exist. Now, there would be no national debt. That's the thing. Iodine is good for IQ. Yes, it was something's iodine. Oh, what's the name now? There's a certain name that you can get it. Locals, starts with L, I think. But I've found though you can't readily get iodine. I managed to get mine off of eBay, but you can't actually. I'm not sure if they sell it in Boots and places like that. You know. Hello, this is Cat. Hello, Cat. Sorry to be late. Brought Doctor's Note. That's a new one. Can we read it, please? Oh no, we can't read it because it's written by a doctor, isn't it? It's indecisive. Yeah, it's all sort of, you know. Did you know that doctors? Yes, they went on a protest march, but nobody could read the banner, so they didn't know what they're protesting about. You know, but I wish I had the statistics in front of me. But doctors are dangerous, and I think it was. I think it was California in the 70s. Doctors went on strike and the death rate dropped by 30% when they went on strike. And that is true. And everywhere doctors have striked, the death rate drops. Now, have we got here? Arrogant and ignorant the masses are, and how do you know the I almost said it. Keep them asleep. Yes. See, this is, I'm fed up with having to do all these actions. Do you know, I'm doing these actions when I'm talking to people, when I'm not on YouTube now. I got so bleeding used to it. I'm getting worried about it. I mean, I was talking to Shannon the other day, and we was on Zoom when we did that recording for BitChute, plug, because John and Shannon, they're only going to be on BitChute and that, and coming up, there's going to be another recorded show, naughty show that we're going to do for BitChute, and of course Odyssey and Rumble, but not YouTube. And hopefully Miles is going to be on one for BitChute as well. He's going to be recorded as well. Now it says DJ meeting big. Yes, Cameron thought we were rid of him. Well, you know, I like to, as you can see here, if you'll be able to see that, I did his pig head. Oh, I got it upside down, haven't I did his pig, come morons, pig head sausages, you see. And there we got a prick with a fork, you see. That's his instructions, the sausages, you see. And you've got all different things there like that. So you say, have a bloody good laugh. You can actually, you buy one pack for the price of two and get one free. So that's all fair, isn't it? It's all above board. That's a good offer, isn't it? Buy one for the price of two and get one free. Now, by the way, Cameron put me off of pork chops for bleeding weeks. Now, yeah, Chris, this is Louise Wilcox. We have been the fearmongers in their flashing vehicles. Lots more again. They have even been parking up in the prominent positions in the tow just to try to add to the fear of their followers. Yes, I agree. Because it's all fear, isn't it? Fear mongering. The whole NHS is run on. Well, most of it is, you know. Anyway, I won't go into that because I don't want to get banned. But toilet paper. Well, for what good it is, you might as well wipe your bum on it, innit? Toilet paper. Well, that my fuck Bob notes. Yeah, you can print them out on toilet paper if you want. You put some little serrated edges on the sides. And by the way, did you know about serrated edges? I've probably told you this before, so you can go make a cup of tea if you've heard it before. You might think I'm wandering off a tangent, and you're correct, I am. Years ago, people had Bronco toilet paper, which was paper, and when you tore it, it had like serrated edges on it, you see. And it was just like ordinary writing paper. And before World War II, dive bombers were the things. And I think it was a Curtiss Aircraft Company were designing a dive bomber, and every time they put the model into a wind tunnel, the wings fell off. And they were absolutely desperate to get this design right. And a cleaner, and I was working late and I was smoking and all this, was going around. She said, "Excuse me," one evening, because the designers had just come to the end of their tether. She said, "Excuse me," not exactly in those words, "why don't you, on the dive brakes, drill holes at various stages, and that'll stop the wings coming off?" They went, "Oh, come on." And the bloke said, "Hang on a minute." He got his slider all out. Went, "She's right." And if you look at a Curtiss dive bomber, it's got holes along its dive brakes. And they said, "Are you a designer?" She said, "How'd you get to that idea?" She said, "Well, when you're using Bronco toilet paper and you try and tear the paper off along the serrated edge, it never does it. And it always tears at an odd angle." So she said, "That's where I got the idea from." And it's supposed to be a true story. Your guess is as good as mine. There we go. Now, we got here, Mark Anthony says, "I hear people say about the masses not waking up, but there is a saying that says, never underestimate the ability of a small group of committed individuals to change the world." That's true. That's true. People are very, I've actually found them to be, well, the thing about animals, they say that they are not predictable, but I think the human animal is even less predictable. Then, you know, people are not very predictable at all. And I've actually found that to my, shall we say, to my benefit and to my failings as well. But you'd be amazed when because you've got to be careful you give these flop bobs too. Because I've had some people go, "We've got no sense of humour, though." What's that? Don't understand. What? Yeah, no, don't understand. So you've got to make sure you got to give it to someone that's got a bit of a cracking sense of humour. Now, it says here, congenital disorders are down to iodine deficiency, but as usual, they blame genes. Well, I changed my genes from Levi's to Wranglers, it made no bleeding difference. I mean, my hair, I still lost my hair, you know. But no, I'm joking. But yeah, where'd you get your iodine from? But don't mind me asking, because Logals, is it Lugals, iodine? Because um, I don't think they're selling in the usual places. Do you get it in Boots or chemist shops or somewhere? I don't know. Because if I can remember rightly, when I got my iodine, I don't think I could get it in chemist shops, you know. Because I went in there to the chemist shop and I said, hello, I'd like something embarrassing, please. Yes, what is it, sir? I'd like some iodine, please. Oh, I had an embarrassing occasion once. You know, these a bit like Savers, you know, it's a sort of chemist shop, but not quite. You know, it's not really. And this is true story. So they had one of these sort of shops that sold sort of, I don't know, all kinds of stuff that are sort of, shall we say, pharmaceutical aimed, sort of like plasters and creams and ointments and things, you know. Anyway, cutting a long story sideways, I went in there and I noticed that they had some, what was that? Not Swarfiga. It was a cream that you put on your hands when you're sort of, because I do my own car repairs. I service my own vehicles and I service my own bikes. I do virtually everything myself. I don't have repair people in or anything like that if I can help it. And I'm going back a few years now. I was with my teens, I think, at the time. So, and it was barrier cream. That was it. Now, the barrier cream, I'm not talking about anything sexual, anything like that. Barrier cream for your hands. It said for your hands on it, you see. I thought, that's what I'm looking for, because you put your barrier cream on and then you put the Swarfiga on, you see. So anyway, sorry, you use your Swarfiga to clean your hands up. But you need the barrier cream. That's before I've got to wearing these. That's before these gloves came in, because you couldn't get these surgical gloves for love nor money in those days. I'm talking about 30 years ago, something like that. Anyway, hang on, teens. No, yes, anyway. So I went into this shop and I was sort of looking along, thinking, oh, barrier cream. I'll have some of that, you see. So I've got it. This is for hands and things like that. So that's one walking around. And so I was queuing up, you see, there's this old dear at the checkout. There's this bloody great queue of people, and I'm standing in my own business. And suddenly, when she came to my turn, this queue behind me, she sort of whispered, I can't remember how much it was, £2.50. I went, sorry? She said, £2.50. So, oh, okay. Then she, shall I say, openly, discreetly, got the barrier cream and went, I put it in, to put it in this bag, as if she's discreetly given it to me. Here's nothing embarrassing. It's for my bloody hands, for Christ's sake. And all the people in the shop went, sort of really interesting what it was. But I felt like shouting out, it's for my hands. But I actually went blood red with embarrassment. I mean, you know. But I've never forgotten that. I didn't go to that shop again for ages. It's a bit like that one. Was it the Woody Allen? You know, Woody Allen. I don't really find him very funny, actually. But there's one particular one he did in a film where he bought his mucky mag and he hid it underneath a newspaper. And when he went to the checkout, the bloke at the checkout holds the magazine up and says, "But how much is this?" And all the people in the shop go. Anyway, but this, as I say, what I was buying was just quite innocent, you know. Now, Ali Bev, hello, Ali Bev. I'm a Republican. Oh, good for you. Yes. Well, what do you mean that in the American sense or in the English sense? I mean, if you're an American, a Republican, it means something completely different to if you're in England. So I assume you're in England. So yeah, you would actually like my Fock Bob note with old Charlie boy there with his boyfriend. There he is. It's his boyfriend there. Here we are. Charlie and his boyfriend. Oh, hang on. So everything's back to front on here, isn't it? Here we are. Charlie boy's boyfriend there, and here we go. or late boyfriend. There we are. Non-specimen. There we go. See? So now glory hole cottaging credits. Now it says here, Stephen Tree Seeker might as well shop at Marks and Spencer or something, or something. The off stuff. Yes, I actually talk about Marks and Spencer's. Little trick between you and I. All right, don't tell anybody else this, but just keep it to yourself. I don't shop in Marks and Spencer's. I take a shortcut through there to get to Tesco's, but I don't shop in Marks and Spencer's, you see. But I do buy Marks and Spencer's stuff, because if you go onto eBay, you can get it for 1/3 of the price. I got some Marks and Spencer's trousers. For 1/3 of the price you can get in Marks and Spencer's. I get there. Now, I know, I don't think it's the stuff that's been taken back, seriously, because they sell underwear on eBay, which are Next, which is about 1/3 of the price or 1/4 of the price. You can get it in Next, and 1/4 of the price you get it on Marks and Spencer's. I always wash underwear regardless, and I wash everything regardless, because you never know whether someone with running sores has tried it on or something, you know. But that's a little tip. But keep that between yourselves. Don't tell anybody else. Yeah. There we go. So I want to get some sort of commission from eBay. You won't get Tony Liar at a truth group. Yes. Have you seen him recently? He runs one of these bullshit companies, which gives sort of thick academic talks on bullshit, basically. Can't stand the man. Absolutely vile specimen, you know. Now we got here. Oh, I think this is why I play guitar. I don't know. Now it says here, Nathan Lucius, truth groups. They have started to become just as toxic as the people we have tried in vain to wake up. Oh, you've hit a raw nerve there. Yes, yes. I better not say too much, but no, I think there are a lot of nice people that go to those places, and I've got nothing against them. But soon after lockdown, I felt very, very alone, because, you know, you go around the local supermarket, I was the only one not wearing a bloody muzzle over me gob, and everybody where I live, as far as I know, has had the old. So I felt very isolated. But I don't normally like clubs and groups and things. It's not my scene. I'm more of an individualist. And I, against my gut feeling, went along. And what I found is a lot of nice people, yes. And I'm not generalizing, but what you do find, there's lots of people with idle minds. And idle minds are dangerous minds. And when it becomes cliquey, then it becomes dangerous. And there's also egotists, narcissists, and people that are very, very gullible. And I think groups become like a dysfunctional family, and a dysfunctional family always has to have a scapegoat. And in many ways, I found that the worship of GB News and UK Column and little Tommy Tucker of Luton was claustrophobic. And if you said anything against any of those, they're like worshipped like gods. You were sort of an evil person for condemning or questioning him. But the question I have is how, number one, with GB News, their people begin to wake up. You see, it's you've got Ofcom, which monitors them, which is the government propaganda agency. And the way propaganda works, or the way ideological salvation works, is to depress everybody. So they just keep telling you how bad it is, how awful it is, revealing how terrible, but they don't offer any solutions. And once you get people into a depressed state where they're very, very, and that is, these truth groups do attract a lot of depressed people. a lot of people with problems, and very strange people as well, and people you wouldn't expect, but we won't go into that. But the fact of the matter is, again, I don't like generalizing. There are a lot of nice people. I'll be straight with you there. But I think the real big problem is that we've now got what the Secret Service has successfully done is divided people where people are believing in the controlled opposition. And it's very skillfully done, and depressing them and getting them down and wearing them down. And let's face it, if a person is worn down and depressed without anything positive, they're easily controlled. And that is actually the objective all the time. I mean, these marches, what do they solve? Nothing. But if everybody said, stick your taxes up your arse, what are they going to do about it? Seriously, I mean, it's like council tax. It's not a tax. To me, it's an illegal bill. I mean, you might as well have the local supermarket putting in a bill to you. You'd say, well, sod off, I haven't bought any of this. And they say, well, I'm sorry, you've got to pay it. Well, it's similar with the council. What have they done? What service are they providing for you? I mean, quite honestly, the potholes around where I live in the roads, which is not to do with local council, it's to do with county council, are a disgrace. They really are. I mean, we have our cars MOT'd or vehicle inspection every year. Why can't they have a road inspection every year? Most of these roads are not fit to drive on. And it's actually, as I say, there's been a pothole around where I live. Well, it's been here since I moved here years ago, and I feel like putting a flag in it, because we want to have a birthday party for it, because they keep filling it up, and it lasts for about 2 or 3 months, and it opens up again. They bodge it up again, just keep bodging it up. Anyway, that was interesting what you said. Yes. And you're not the only person to mention that, because there are several other people that's mentioned it, and some very odd things. I know that Professor Moss, one she went to, she didn't like what was, sort of some aspects of it, but I won't go into that because I can't speak for other people. But I'm not saying a negative. I'm just saying that you just got to be careful. And again, I've been to one just to give these footbobs, and it was a very mixed reaction. As I say, 90% liked these, but there was the 10% that acted very strange when they saw these, that didn't have a sense of humour at all. To keep the creative part of my mind active, that's why you play the guitar. Yes, right. DJ B2. No, Nathan Lucius. Egos and ignorance. Yes, I found a lot of ignorance, because what you find is that if someone with an ego takes over, they can be, or a narcissist with an ego trip, they can be as coarse and as crude as anything, but people kind of worship them. And I think what it is, people are frightened of being the odd one out. So they'll go along with groupthink, and they become like an orchestra conductor. They will conduct the group, and if anybody plays a bum note, then they stick out. And it's sort of self-preservation. People don't want to step out of line. They don't want to talk out of line, I mean, I was told to clear off, to go. I booted out, but then I thought, well, hang on a minute, I decide whether I go or not. So I've said, I decided to go, whether an egotist. But again, I haven't got anything against anybody, because I feel that everybody's got their problems. Because if someone's a narcissist or egotist or anything like that, they're probably hiding inner pain. And if they're hiding inner pain, I'm not going to make it any worse for them. I feel sorry for them in a genuinely feel sorry for them, not in a sarcastic way, because we've all got crosses to bear. And I think a lot of us hide inner pain, but some people want to get it out on other people. And to blame and to hate doesn't really get you anywhere. So I don't care any hate or anything like that. I just feel sorry for people who want to be nasty to other people that want to double cross you, and that type of thing. Because I mean, I had my name dragged through the mud, all on a pack of lies. But my attitude is, well, that's the past now. It's gone. It's finished. That's it. Not nice at the time, but I'll tell you one thing it does. It gives you an extra qualification in the University of Life. And that's what I do. So I've got nothing against anybody. And I never really have anything. And I've always found that if a person's easygoing, I like to believe I am, they'll always be picked on. So if it's easing someone's pain to pick on me and easing someone's making themselves feel good, well, let it be. So what? And remember, if someone upsets you, they're ruling you. So never let people upset you. They've gone. That's it. Finished. That's it. They're out of your life. And I think that's the best way of looking at things. And because upset doesn't really bring you anything, and hate doesn't bring you anywhere. So, but as I say, always a qualification in the University of Life. Now we got here. It only takes a snowflake to set the avalanche off. You're quite right, Bob. Yeah, you're quite right. The totalitarian tiptoe is just the Fabian tactic. Yes, the Fabian Society. And there's a picture of Tony Blair next to that stained glass window that shows you a sheep in the Fabian Society, because I think Fabian was a famous Roman general or high up who fought wars by other means. So a nasty piece of work, yes. So it says here, Chris, I bet you are excellent at charades. Yes, it says here, Blair being a Fabian Society member. Well, I like what Stephen Truthseeker says. Funny money. Well, that's right. I mean, what's the difference between an ordinary note and funny money note? I mean, what's the difference? I mean, the only difference is you believe, well, it's no longer a piece of paper, it's a piece of plastic actually, that piece of paper that says £5 on it is worth £5 and everybody else does. But if I told you this is worth £500, you wouldn't believe me, and nor would I, because I'm talking out the bullshitting you. It's worth nothing. Well, maybe a quarter of a half penny, maybe, for the paper, you know. But no, seriously, net worth of things, you know, what are they worth? That's it. But as I say, thank you very much, everybody who's volunteered to print these out, and let's hope they do the circuit, you know. And I don't think I'm going to upset old Klaus, am I? You know. Right, we got here. Based on a Roman general's tactics. That's it, the Fabian Society. Yes, that's right. Right. I will be the richest. This is Louise Wilcox. I will be the richest woman in my neighbourhood, as my money won't be based on debt. That's right. Yes. Well, look. I mean, sorry to show off, but you know, I've got a bullshit. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Loads of it. Isn't it? It's nice. But I sod all with it. But you never know. We might be using these if we own nothing, you know. So there we are. There's all the old money there. But it's really funny when you see people's faces. I love to see expression when you get these out of your pocket. And they say, hey, bloody no, it's worth a few bob, and you get a nice crispy like this. And then when they give it out, it's a sort of a disappointment. So they go, oh. Right, we've got here. What's this? Oh, hang on. See, I must be Mal. I do think of Rome. Yes. Did you know how garlic came to this country? It's due to Romans. They used to put garlic between their toes to stop them getting corns and sores and whatever. And they used to sort of throw the old garlic out. And as they marched across Europe, they threw the garlic to one side. And that's how you got wild garlic growing. So there we go. See. So there's some more useless information for you. I prefer Italy as a holiday destination to Spain. Well, I've got a sore point about Italy, you see, because you know people are apologising for slave trade, apologising for things. Well, I want compensation from Italy because my ancestors were thrown to the lions, you see, the Romans. And if a lion walked into this room now, I'd shit myself. So I've got this fear of lions because of it. I mean, I go to the zoo and they start to roar, and it's frightening, isn't it? You see. So I think I should claim. Do you think I've got a good claim there? Because my, great ancestors were thrown to the lions. I've got this fear of lions because of that, So I might be on a winner there. So there we go. Now, Dan NC says, yeah, he seems more on YouTube now than his podcast. I like listening to it. Who's that? We've got here those that need to be seen or to do good are not doing good. Selflessly, they are doing it for show. Well, my thing is, I'll give you an example. I'm helping a neighbour out with their boundary problem because a building developer, and I won't say it's the name of the building developer, has built some of the most ugliest contraption you could ever wish to think of. They've got, I can explain it, they've built houses at a higher level to my neighbour's house, and they've got 3 fences as my neighbour's fence at one level, then the ground goes up and there's another fence and there's a 3rd fence. It looks like a prison. All they need is a bit of the old barbed wire over the top and a few search lamps on conning towers, and that's it, a prison. Anyway, it doesn't conform to health and safety regulations. It doesn't conform to the Access to Land Act 1992. So I've thrown all that crap at them, in a letter. And of course, they're dragging their heels. They're by the time. But the fact is that when you look at this, the point I'm getting at is when you look at this housing developer's website, they listen to the local community. Isn't that nice? And guess what they do? They give to charity. And the head honcho, the director, is OBE, AVE or something. He's been knighted by old Queenie or the King. And when you look at their backgrounds, it's all public relations and customer service bullshit. That's really all it is, because I wrote to, because I couldn't get past their customer service, who were just hit a brick wall. So I wrote to the head director. And I sent a technical letter to the senior director, who then handed it to his area manager. Now, you'd think an area manager might be, shall we say, have a little bit of the old technical knowledge. So there was a site meeting and I went there. And when I started talking about technical details, he didn't have a bleeding clue what I was talking about, because he's probably qualified in, was it public relations, and probably has a degree in tiddlywinks or something, and I felt quite insulted, actually. But anyway, I've got in touch with the health and safety executive and that. And because what you got to do is start a network of letters. So, and the fact of the matter is, the health and safety executive, 10 days ago I wrote to them, I've heard nothing. So, and they're privatized now. So that goes to show you what's going on, Now, George Michael was a good guy helping the less successful. Yes, he's another man that did good, but never made a big fuss about it. He didn't need to. He helped people. And I think he was done in. I really think George Michael was done in. That's my view. I think he was finding out too much, because you notice the cause. Is it Jim Core? He's gone a bit quiet now, because he was really awake, and his websites. I haven't looked at his website recently, but very interesting what he was saying. But he's probably been threatened. I don't know, but I can't make up these things, but you never know. Now, can we have a Fockham news section? That's a bloody good idea. Well, we got the Fockham Hall Times, and it's actually award-winning journalism in there. And I'm not a journalist, and do you know who gave the award? I did. I thought, well, why not do that they do? See, they're always awarding themselves high prizes. I'll award myself a high prize. So I thought I'll give myself an award for journalism, even though I'm not a journalist. So there we go. So so I put on it award-winning journalism. So I think we can. And can you smell something? Is it cats, dogs? No, I think it's bullshit. Actually, yes. And all articles and audio. Yes, I've been thinking of doing some TikToks, shorts, and things like that, because it's funny. It'd be interesting to get your idea of this. Dr. Fleetwood, he's obviously got his profession. He's got a good mate of mine. He's got a cracking sense of humour. And I had suggested to him that we start the show with a joke to lighten things up a bit. And we make it, that's why I'm going to record it, because I think he'd be better on the recording. And we're going to record customers. Obviously, we'll ask them beforehand and whether they mind being on camera. And there are some customers that are quite happy to be on camera. And, because what we've said is that, if you don't go on camera, we'll tell you about the affair. We'll tell your husband or wife about the affair that you're having with them. No, I'm joking. But no, seriously. And we're going to do link ups with people who want to speak to Miles. So, for example, and it's going to be recorded, this link up. So I think John Hamer and his girlfriend are going to be one of the first on one of the link ups. And I thought of starting, I said to Miles, I said, well, look, why don't I be the idiot and you be the straight man that puts me right? And I think it'll work if I'm the idiot and he puts me right. And I was going to start one of the programs saying, we got a message in from Mrs. whoever, and she's sent a picture of her piles. And I was going to show Baboon's bum, something like that. Just lighten things up a bit, Yes, crude, isn't it? Yes, because when I mentioned that to him, he said, "No, we can't be that crude." Now we've got here, Swab looks like a poor extra out of Star Trek. He does a bit, doesn't he? Let's have a quick look at him. Yes, he does. He actually looks to me as if he's put his finger through the toilet paper. That sort of look, sort of slightly surprised and slightly disgusted, sort of. Because you heard about the bloke who went into an eco toilet. Did you hear that? You heard that joke? It's a bit disgusting. You see, a bloke goes into an eco toilet, and he has a tom tit, and he's sitting there, and there's no toilet paper, and there's an official sign there. It says, "It says to save on water and ecology. So many thousand gallons of water a day are wasted in toilets. Wipe your backside with your finger, and then place finger through hole. You see." And then he sticks his finger through this hole, and the other side is a bloke with a mallet goes bash. Oh, so it's disgusting. Anyway, it's the old ones are the best. Yes, I'm laughing and I've heard it before. Yeah. Anyway, that's Dan MC. That's what I thought also. But his latest have been on YouTube. Who is this mystery person you're talking about? Maybe I need to log put on Subtrack. His latest was the 25th of October, I think. Who is this mysterious person? Right. Stephen Truthseeker, a monthly paranormal show, laugh out loud, high strangeness. Well, there's a paranormal show that I'm recording tomorrow night, which will be on YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey and Rumble only. It won't come onto YouTube because it's a bit naughty. And I'm also doing a paranormal show this Monday. So look, it's going to be hopefully it's going to be quite a good one. So that's it. So we've got a recorded paranormal show and also a live one this Monday. That's it. We might not be live. We'll be sitting around saying, "Can I hear you? Yes, are you there?" It's a bit like when you go into the pound shop, some of them are very nice, but there's one in particular I go into because I like to go into the posh shops, and it's almost as if you have to hold a séance to get through to the staff. It's like, huh? Right. Cheers, DJ. Rebooted. Yeah, okie dokie. Right, we got here. Louise Wilcox. Yes, Chris, the planning, etc., is the same here. A private corporation does the checking. I mean, it's bloody disgusting. It really is. And what I think, this is my own view, is that they haven't got enough building inspectors. And quite honestly, there was a project I was working on last year. The building inspector came along, and I thought it didn't look old enough to shave. It looked like a kid out of school. I thought, it's a bloody building inspector. I mean, there used to be an old boy who was an ex-builder who knew his stuff, has been in the trade years, and would be very helpful. But it was like I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older or what it is, but it was like a bloody schoolboy came in. Oh, hello, I'm the building inspector. Oh. What? He's obviously learnt a lot of theory, but didn't understand practice much. And he didn't even bring a rule with him. And he was looking at the footings, you see, and he was like, hello. So he looked, he measured it. So he lent someone's rule, mine in fact. And so he went, oh yeah, that's a meter, that should be all right, yeah. I felt like doing what Benny Hill did, sort of, on his bald head, but now we got here DJB2. Charlton Heston did some great films. Oh, by the way, you're probably wondering where Robert is. Robert's busy working now. He works late nights, so that's the reason we haven't seen Robert for a long time. But he's around. He sends me messages a lot on Telegram, and now yeah, it's not bad, is it? Especially when you got a boring fart like me on, so it's not bad, is it? Now, what's this? New DVI-DIA driver just became available. Okay. Right. Our town is nothing but cafes, charity shops, nail bars, and one QD. Hey, it's funny you should say it, nail bars. They've come out of nowhere. There's loads of nail bars around where I live, and they seem half empty most of the time. I mean, it's not somewhere I'd frequent, obviously. I mean, I buy my nails in Toolstation and Screwfix and Wicks, but I don't think they're the fingernail types. They're the ones that you bash into wood, But I mean, most I've ever seen is sort of one or two people in these nail bars. It's always Chinese doing them. So, but this is something I don't understand. Why do women grow their nails long? I've never understood that. I mean, how do you blow your nose and cut your lettuce up and things like that with big and great long fingernails? I don't know. Anyway, morning all. Hello, Stig in New Zealand. Hello, Stig. Hey, how's New Zealand? You're springtime now, isn't it? So whenever I think of that, I think of the producer. So it's Springtime with Hitler in Germany. Shit film, wasn't it? Yeah. Now, evening, folks. This is Frog Scotch 420. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. And I was called Tadpole before. Changed handle. Well, we all have our problems, don't we? Yes, StreamYards is a lot easier to use, apparently. Yes, it is. You see, I'm trying to use. I can't go over to Rumble until StreamYard. You can use it, but you've got to pay a lot of money to use StreamYard on Rumble, whereas OBS is free. And being a tight-fisted git, I don't really want to ask. I get a little bit uneasy about this send money in and all this, that, and the other. I mean, yes, I do really, really appreciate when people buy a beer coffee, and I put it towards things in the future that research and things like that. And I think that I don't like this sort of begging thing because, and people have suggested that I go over to Rumble and I have these sort of things where I don't like these sort of like questions where people, you'll only read it out on air if someone pays so much money. I actually, it's bad taste. I don't like it. I really don't like it at all. I think it's not nice because it destroys, you know, well, it just destroys the friendship of it and the niceness of it. Danny Dollar, that's what it is. It's chasing Danny Dollar. And my attitude, if people like what I do and they wish to buy me a coffee, the details are down below and sort of in the comments section. I think that's a much fairer way of doing it. And I don't like all this stuff about, what they have. You can become a member of this and oh, balls to that now. Right. Not used OBS. Well, nor have I. And it's probably easy once you get to know it, but it's just taking a bit because I want to be proficient in it because I don't want to sit here going, what I normally do, saying red backwards, put my finger in the air going, duh. So that's it, Now we've got Urban Fox. Hello, Urban Fox. Thanks for your emails. Unfortunately, I couldn't read them last night because I came back late. I went to a funeral yesterday. My neighbour's son died, and I was actually invited. I didn't know him that well, but I was invited along very kindly to the funeral. It's very interesting. I've never been to a funeral like it. There's so many people there. He was very well liked, this character. And I didn't get back till I was a bit tired when I got back because I'm not used to being in crowds, and I find it a little bit daunting. Because believe it or not, I'm quite introvert. Hey, here it goes. I'll come back again. Yeah, done it twice tonight. It's not bad, is it? No, but I'm quite introvert. I'm not at ease in crowds, believe it or not. Anyway, Urban Fox. Hi, Chris and everybody watching. Love all the versions of the Omega Man, also titled I Am Legend. Can highly recommend the book. Original film version was actually Vincent Price. That's right, and it's free on YouTube. I can't remember the actual name of it. Was it The Only Man Left in the World or something? I know it's got a long title, but Vincent Price, very good actor, yes. It's the special effects are a bit sort of creaky, aren't they? But everyone has been a good. I don't like the modern remakes that much. I think the worst remake I've ever seen was The Italian Job. I fell off to sleep after about 10 minutes. American version. I've done an interview on YouTube. Times podcasts. I think he's having a conversation there. Now, it says here, one of those evil bastards is my cousin. Oh dear, can't have that. Mind you, there's some people in my family I'd cross the road to avoid. But funny enough, I've got a cousin. Now, has anybody have a relative quite like this? He's quite a likeable character, but he turns up out of the blue and just turns up at your doorstep, knocks at your door. Hello, just walks in and have a cup of tea, and he has a feed, uses your loo, and then he buggers off and you don't see him for another couple of years. And you never know where he is because he's either just moving, just changing his phone, so you can't get his phone number. And then when he's in the area again, he just turn up at your door. And I thought, when my father died, I thought, well, that won't be you seeing him. But strangely enough, when I was out, a neighbour saw somebody knocking at my door, and the description they gave was the description of my cousin. So he's on the prowl again. So it's weird that has anybody else got a relative that just turns up, never announces they're coming, doesn't phone you, and just sort of turns up the door with a sort of nice grin on their face, nice to see you. I couldn't do that. I'd have to sort of put a note through their door beforehand or contact. He just likes turning up on people's doorsteps, Doesn't realise people have lives to live. Apparently, billionaires are paying less than 0.05% tax, if any, due to the new loophole put in place when they shut down the one for offshore banking. Yes, yes. Well, you see, this is well, this could be offshore, couldn't it? Really, if someone in the Isle of Wight's looking at this and they print footbobs off, that would be an offshore account, wouldn't it? Let's think. Where offshore accounts in England could it be? Isle of Wight, Isle of Grain, opposite Southend, Cornwall, because Cornwall was an island before they built a bloody bridge, because it's got a river running through it. You see. Where else could it be an offshore account? Ireland in Scotland, maybe. An island. Why not Ireland? See, because it's a universal currency. You see, this is where you can actually buy bugger all. Right. Now, DJB2 was a POS since he was a child. Sorry, I think it's a conversation between somebody else. Bonio gives the ready to skip, folks. Bonio, I can't say that bastard. Bonio gives less than 10%. Yeah, that gets right. That gets right up my hooter. That does. Yeah, but then when you think about it, tax is voluntary anyway. We pay tax voluntary, and these rich people pay their rich accountants to tell government accountants what they already know. That's why they don't pay it. Right. Hi, Chris and all. I am here listening, but with a full migraine. Oh dear, we can't have that. And sickness plus a back spasm still. Too ill to chat, but I am sure I'll make it up for next time. Oh, sorry. Oh, Ancient Ruby. We can't have that. Let's have some healing thoughts in your direction. Positive, because we can't have full migraines. Little tip, we could give Miles a ring. He might be able to help you. His phone number, where's his phone number? Hang on, I'll try and find it. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Miles, where are you? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's running along the bottom. See, there's his phone number running along the bottom. And I'm sure he might be able to advise you on that one. But I wish you better, because we can't have a migraine. Blimey, that's awful, that, isn't it? Now, what we got here? The law was made by the rich for the rich. Yes, and psychopaths made the law to get into government by themselves. Masses work, income tax. Smart people work money, producing assets, capital gains, tax, passive income tax, big difference. Rob Hollier. And you notice it's all complicated deliberately, very complicated. And because quite honestly, why can't we ever, if we didn't have usury, we could have a very simple tax system. And really, somebody spoke about a transaction tax, which the revenue would get more money. So, but really, what's wrong with just a purchase tax? Because if you had minimal civil servants, you wouldn't really have to pay much tax. So you couldn't really avoid it. Because when you purchase something, you pay tax on it, and that's it. So, and if you didn't buy things, well, you didn't pay tax, would you? Right. Oh, hang on, I already said that one. And that's very kind, Louise. Ruby, bless you, darling. Send you lots of healing live thoughts. No need to reply. Stay comfy. Migraines are horrible. They really are. You could try acupressure. That helps a lot. I won't sort of go into that. Now, the people of job seekers allowance pay council tax. That's correct. Yes. It's disgusting. That's Lugals, wasn't it? Lugals, Diane MC, and Mark Anthony has come along and said it's Lugals iodine. Anyway, the number below is the number to ring. So if you feel a bit Tom and Dick, Miles from Abbey Health Foods, there he is, and there's his number going along the bottom there. It's 01992 650014, and he should be there tomorrow morning. He'll be there all day tomorrow, so there we go. So, he'll be out to advise you, so you'll be all right. I'm sure he'll make you better. And where are we? Right, here we go. Now, comments, right. We're talking about barrier cream earlier. Yes, barrier cream. Can you still get Swarthega? As far as I know, you can, but I haven't bought it for years because what I do, I wear latex gloves now when I'm working on my car because I used to be. I'm not wearing these stupid gloves. I'm a man. I just do work on my car. Now I think, my poor hand. so I don't use Swarthega. I tell you what I use. Sugar and margarine. That cleans your hands a treat, that does. Right, now where are we? Oh yes, that was the thing with the barrier cream. Is like buying condoms during the AIDS scare in the 1990s. Yes. I got fed up with that. When I was showing these so-called, I switched to television on one night, and there's Ian Drury talking about condoms. Put me up his sausages, it did, Now, I bought my Lugol's iodine on eBay, so did I. It's the 15% strength. As far as I'm aware, you can get this in your local chemist or high street shop. Well, I'll try it tomorrow. And you never know, I might go to that chemist shop and meet the same old dear that served me years ago. You want what, dear? You want Lugol's iodine? Yes. Will you do that for me, dear? Yes. Republican means free from state. Yes, in the UK, but it's a political party in America. Yes. Now, in the 80s, the UK government scare the shit out of children with AIDS propaganda. Yes, they did. Yes. Ali Bev, I'm Scottish. Oh yes, because I asked whether you was in America or not, because you said you're a Republican. Yes, I've got no time for the royals either. To me, the last royal died with an arrow in his eye, and that was Harold. That was the last Englishman, because there's a difference between English and British. The royals are British, we're English, and the royals come from the Normans, and they stole everything and enslaved us. So they can sort off from where they came from, as far as I'm concerned. And Alibet, I'm in Lancashire. Well, someone's got to live here. We won't hold it against you, And yes, everyone's got to be somewhere. And we've got DJ B2 says, been to Glasgow a few times. Have you? Chris, I do like that you have a laugh. I know, I'm a miserable sod normally, The current thing, I'm neutral. I think you're talking about that Middle Eastern thing. Well, if you go on to my Telegram channel, you'll see a very interesting link there. That's all I can say. It's not on Facebook. I wouldn't dream of putting it on Facebook, but I can put that link to a website which explains everything in great detail. But in saying that, I've got nothing against innocent, kind, gentle, decent people, regardless of their religion or whatever, because the world is made up of nice, decent, honest people, and and we never hear about them. And it really breaks my heart especially when I see children getting killed and injured. That really does revolt me. It's disgusting. It really is. But we've got here. It's dialectical manipulation. Yes, yes, you're right there. I better go jump a few of these. Now, it says here, Chris, change chat to live chat. It will make more sense. Is this live chat? Huh? Chris, change chat to live chat. It will make more sense. Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Yes, it will make more sense because I'm a bit sort of. Yes, I'm reading out all the old stuff here, aren't I? Yes, sorry about that. I will change that over, and I will spec risks. You learn something every day. Now it's got here Bono bottle or Bonio, Stephen Truthseeker and Goldoff. Give us your money, and what happened to all that money? Well, if you go onto my website, hang on, and here it goes, and I've got an article that someone wrote by Gob Smells Off, and it's in one of the Fockham Hall. If you go down to the bottom, if you go to the left-hand side, so if you go 1, 2, 3, fourth one down on the left, press that, you go into the Fockham Hall Times. There's a few back editions there from a few years ago, and there's something in there which I think you'd enjoy by Gob Smells Off. I don't know who could have written it. Hang on, I've lost myself now. I pressed the wrong button, and I right. I keep doing that. So margarine actually has a purpose. Yes, it does. It's very, very good for margarine. That's what I buy it for. Coca-Cola is very good for cleaning your lavvy. I would never dream of drinking it. It's vile stuff. And margarine is very good for cleaning your hands. And you put sugar or salt with it, and it actually is better than Swarfiga because they're all nice and soft afterwards. So that's my tip for today, money saving tip. And of course, I don't give a shit if it goes out of date because I don't need cleaning my hands with it, and I keep it in my fridge. So when I'm going to do a greasy oily job, I get a bit of the old margarine out, mix it with a bit of sugar or salt, and then I can wash my hands with it. You see. Now, I was from Wessex. Yes, that was an actual place, wasn't it, Wessex? Sugar and washing up liquid are good for washing grease, tree sap, and all sorts off of hands. Well, I actually found leaves are pretty good when I'm out cycling. You know, because I've got a chain on my bike that's full of shit. Dirty boy, and that's why I wear black trousers. You see, when I'm cycling, because I get all shit and muck on my chain, and it needs to be adjusted. And the derailleur sort of came loose the other day, so instead of getting my hands all mucky, I just got some leaves and held it. Put it back on again. Right, I haven't actually paid more than I think about 50 quid for my bikes because I just do up old wrecks. Now, where are we? Now let's have a look here. Bless you. Thank you very much. I won't read it out. It's a very kind statement. Thank you very much. And also, thank you very much. And a very true statement, Bob. I don't work for money anymore. My money works for me. Yes. Well, the late, great, and he's put here, real estate. Yes. The late, great Dave Starbuck. I suppose he was my mentor in many ways. Well, my father was my greatest hero and mentor. And Dave Starbuck said, never chase money because money runs away. If you chase something, it runs away. If you do what you feel is good, and if you do what you feel you can do, it will come. It will arrive. And he actually started a thing called Revelation Tapes in the 1990s. People unfortunately thought it was a religious thing. It wasn't. And he was long before the internet. And he used to do interviews with people on via the phone using the old-fashioned cassette tapes. And then he used to sell these cassette tapes, and he made a fair amount of money out of it. and he said that money will follow you if you're doing right. If you're doing wrong, no, it won't. You'll have to stress to get it. You have to use a lot of stress, but it's a bit like if you do a job that you enjoy, you're not really working because you're enjoying it. And this is the thing. I think that that's my philosophy in life. Now we got here Chris Lucas for Congress, Republican. Okay. What part of America are you in? I'm at the point where I'm about to quit. I work 70 hours a week at a job, have 2 children. If people don't donate, I'll start doing something else and make $3,000 a year with less headaches. Oh well. Now we got here. What else we got here? Now another one. Dan MC, an old listed building, ex-Lloyd's Bank, is now becoming a plucking shop. How they can afford the rent is unreal. Maybe it will last a year or two. Well, I actually heard, now I don't know how true this is that if you're an asylum seeker or you're an immigrant, the government, now I don't know how true this is because I haven't checked it out, but I've heard from 2 separate sources that you can actually get government sponsorship to start a business. So you can be in that business as long as you want and they'll pay you. Now, whether that's true, I don't know. So I don't want to start idle rumours without knowing the truth, but that's what I've heard. But I've noticed that the local market, the old-fashioned traders are being pushed out, and what's replacing them is loads of stores selling food. Hot food, street food, the Romanian, Jamaican, all kinds. Well, the Jamaicans have gone. They did have a store there for a long time, but now it's mainly Eastern Europe, mainly Eastern Europeans. And I don't eat out. I avoid it really. Street food is supposed to be pretty good. I don't know, but I don't really go to cafes and restaurants because I don't really like eating amongst strangers. Boring. But no, I at least when you're at home, you know where your food comes from. It hasn't landed up on the floor. Now this is Chris for the Congress Republican, Chris Lucas. Hey Louise, I haven't been here in a year. I lost my channel due to strikes. I couldn't remember everyone I was subscribed to. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Well, I'm very worried about that myself. This. I've got to be very careful. I've got to watch my P's and Q's. Oh yeah, I saw this bloody great sign come up on YouTube today. I can go on. Was it a course to get my probation period lessened? And when I pressed the button, it didn't tell me anything, so I don't know what the bleeding hell that is. But I wouldn't want to go on a course, so I don't want to be brainwashed, thank you very much. And when he's talking about building inspectors, DJ B2 said, there are plenty of building inspectors. They're too busy doing gender classes. Bloody well spot on. Well, as I say, the one I saw about a year or two back, was, or some time ago, he looked as if he just left school. Now, I will do this. I'll look at this, DJ B2. Chris needs to turn his top chat to live chat. Sorry, mate. I'll have a go at that. I'll do that. So anyway, we're coming up to time. Thank you very much, everyone. And as I'm talking, I'm trying to sort of look at the outro thing. Here we go. I'll try and find it. It's a bit difficult when you're on your own. You have to sort of, this is what Deb was really good at. She could actually multitask. Oh, here it is. Right now, so please check the website out, and hopefully you'll get loads of this. You can download it. There's a dosh, see. And actually, I could actually do American ones with dollars on. But actually, no, not really, because these are bobs. So it's an international currency. So you know, a fock bob, you could sort of, well, no, I don't need dollars. You know, you just have fock bobs. That's all right. I'll have a word with Shannon about it. I'm sure she can distribute a few fock bobs around where she lives, you know. That's if that part of America have a good sense. I'm sure they do have a good sense of humour. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you. And a fast 2 hours it's been. And I couldn't have made the show unless it was for everybody in chat and the subscribers. So please subscribe if you haven't. And also tick the like button. And also, please watch my BitChute channel, which not only is this show uploaded to, if the bastards don't ban it, but I've also got Rumble and Odyssey channels, which you can find out about on my, and I'll quickly put it up here. That's it, on my website, fockhamhallradio.com. So that's, thank you very much for everybody. And also thank you very much. There's been a boost of people on my Telegram channel. I'm quite moved. Thank you so much. It's just shot up the amount of people on there. And also not forgetting, ask about Facebook. So there's Facebook as well. I don't say I don't say anything apart from promote this show on the general Facebook. I just send items in the group chat. I don't bother very much on, because Facebook is, well, it's a bit like YouTube for the censorship. Thank you very much for joining us. And remember, join myself and a mystery guest on Monday at 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday. And good night. Got to say, have a bloody good laugh. Good night.